Hello, happy Tuesday. It's Natalie, the Dear Hairdresser, coming in after my last video. I don't know what to film after I, share a story like that. If you watched, thank you. I don't really think about that too often, and I haven't shared it with a lot of people because it just doesn't come up a lot, you know what I mean? And actually, I've been violated in dating situations plenty of times where then later I kind of went back and was like, oh, I wish I would have said something about that. I was going to talk about something totally different, but I think I'm going to go on this topic now, and that is how challenging it is to raise little girls in the world today. And I feel like I'm in this hybrid generation right now where I don't want to raise my children precisely the way that I was raised, but I don't really know what their world is going to be like when they're older, the kinds of things that they're going to have to deal with. So I kind of have to be this middle of the road personality where I can't quite do everything that my mom had showed me, but I don't really know what I'm doing and how that's going to affect my daughters in the future. So I'm kind of an oversharer. Shocking, right? And I don't think my mom purposely didn't tell me that kind of stuff. And a lot of information about sex I kind of had to figure out on my own, or by hearing other people, or, it just wasn't like as in your face as it is nowadays. So one of the topics that I talk about with my children, especially when it comes to intimacy, is how important it is for both people to feel comfortable and safe and pleasured in intimate situations. So if you're a parent in this hybrid generation and you're trying to raise confident young girls and appropriate, polite young men, you're doing your best. I mean, we don't know what we're doing. This is uncharted territory right here. I'm sure my kids are going to be like, Mom, we didn't need to hear about all of that too soon. Well, then they can adjust and raise their children in a different way. So I don't know if anyone had been watching that show, Love is Blind, on Netflix. I watched it with my daughter. I love watching shows like that because they're relatively controlled. But you do have real life people dealing with these kind of ridiculous situations. But we get to talk about it, and then I kind of get to see where her brain is and what her thought patterns are and how she views things in herself, and it's kind of exciting. The other show that I've been into watching is The Bachelor, and this season has been a little bit, I don't know, I haven't watched all the seasons. I'm sorry, I keep clearing my throat because I've decided I have allergies because I have been sneezing and my eyes have been really itchy, and I have just that annoying, February phlegm thing happening. But of course, I've been reading about the coronavirus because I live in Washington State, not far away from where the 6 people just died. And it's really hard to keep your head on straight with that kind of stuff. So I did go and buy some, Lysol wipes and some tissues and other things like that. And I've been paying attention more just to touching my face and touching things. And I'm not really scared because, as I read, assuming that it does go as big as people think that it is, it's about 2% of the population that would be at risk for dying. But if you add up what 2% of the population is, then that's actually quite a bit of people. Obviously people that are compromised or a little older or already kind of sick. So that means that most of us probably would get it and just feel like we had a really bad cold or the flu. And now every year I try and avoid the flu because I don't get a flu shot and no one likes to be sick. But it was occurring to me as I'm just kind of moving about for the last couple days, thinking about it more, how little I actually thought about that before, and how free I felt just cruising around in the world trying to avoid the flu but never really making any effort. And now that I have these allergies, I have been touching my face a lot, so that's been eye-opening. Okay, so I've covered so many topics here. We've talked about being the hybrid generation of not being exactly what your parents are, but trying to be a new version that your kids will probably want to be different than. We've talked about The Bachelor and Love is Blind. If you haven't seen that, check it out on Netflix. It was actually really cute. And then the coronavirus. So, any other topics here we need to get into? No. I'm making cookies today, and I'm cleaning my house and trying to organize my kid's bedroom, which has been on my to-do list for about a year. All right, stay safe, stay well informed, watch bad TV sometimes so you can tune out, and make some cookies. I'll be back in later. Bye.